Greetings, team. Today I want to do a fairly quick video just going over the framed and frameless PCB stencils that you can buy from PCBWAY. For comparison, the frameless stencil was made for this PCB, whereas the frame stencil was made for this PCB. So similar in size, but not when it comes to the stencil. The main reason for that is with a framed stencil, there are machines that are designed specifically to take this, because they can bite down onto this little groove here. However, if you don't have one of those machines and you have quite a few components, I'd still recommend getting it over a frameless because you can still line it up fairly easy. I don't have everything lined up, but I just wanted to show you. So you can see a little bit of red still in the stencil. But once you have that set up, you just simply push down on the frame and it holds pretty good. Like right now I'm moving it and the PCB is not adjusting away from the stencil. So if you have only a couple of little items here, and even if you don't have the machine that grabs the stencil, it's still worth considering, especially since adding a stencil with a frame is $15. Whereas adding a frameless stencil of this size is $10, so fairly comparable. Now, that's all fine and good. We'll just get that framed out of frame. Unfortunately, with the frameless PCB, you can't really do the same thing. If you line it up, even if you got it lined up perfectly and you accidentally bumped it, it doesn't float around with it. And you can't flex it down because it is too much of a flex, and then the solder paste would not actually go where it needs to go. So that's not actually a solution. In order to use this, you have to do some fun stuff where potentially use another PCB to two other PCBs to help hold that in place, tape it down each time. And then after this is lined up, you'd have to then tape the stencil down, then make your application, and then gently lift it up. So you could get away with doing it in this method. But if you're going to do that, I recommend just getting the framed version of it. When I do recommend getting the frameless is if you are willing and able, I suppose, to learn one of the free 3D modeling softwares out there, and if you own a 3D printer to print some sort of jig that can hold your printed circuit board flush, mind you, and then something that then holds the stencil in place. Be sure to leave little room to grab the stencil away once you've applied, and something to help push your PCB out when you're done. But when you do that, it perfectly lines it up. You can't mess it up. It holds it flush, and you can run it across. You're done. And then it's as simple as popping up the stencil, checking your PCB, reaching underneath here and popping up your board, and then being careful not to disturb the solder and reflow that. The reason I went frameless for this stencil for this board is because I need to make at least 100 of these, hopefully more if they sell, and I wasn't going to hold a frame each time and do it. So that is why I went with this method, and it's actually pretty quick because they give you the exact laser cut dimensions right on these things. Like for example, they'll even tell you when you purchase the product, but this one right here is a 12 by 14 centimeter platform. You can then take your circuit board manufacturing software and then get the exact measurements of your board, and including the thickness, and do yourself one of these. So this is very simple. It took maybe like 20 minutes in total to get this going. Hour and a half to print it. And this was just on one of the really cheap Ender 3 printers that you can get for 300 bucks. That's my reasoning on when to get a frame and when to do a frameless. So I hope this video is helpful. Again, this was with PCBWAY. I don't know how other manufacturers can provide it to the hobbyist. PCBWAY is a pretty good reference. I am going to leave a link for the 3D printer I use and the 3D modeling software, which is free. It's just called FreeCAD, but I'll leave a link in the description below. So check that out if you want to do one of your own jigs like this. I hope you found this information helpful and you know which one of these two you're gonna order the next time you make a PCB you need to assemble. So until next time, I'm the ill-informed human. Goodbye.